Right, so I've finally gone through all of the chapters and got them all how I want. So I'll come back to the table of contents, and what I'm going to do is start from here again and go to the table of contents menu. So again, if that's not up, you can just go view and studio and table of contents, but it's up here for me. So all I'm going to do is go and press this button and it will say no contents found. And what I'm going to do is, so down here, I'm going to take off the heading 1 and 2 because we're not using that. And I'm going to add chapter title instead. And as you can see, it'll auto populate all the chapters that we just put in. So if you might have made a typo or something, you can go ahead and do this. Now from here, you can kind of, just like your text styles, you can edit it to be how you want it to be. So I'm going to change it to Korean New, like what we had, and I'm happy with 12 points. So I'm going to go here and just update that. So it'll be like that. There's quite a few things you can do with this. So for example, if you have, say you've got chapter 1 and you want to call it chapter 1 and it's also got like another title, like, I don't know, a beginning, and you want to have chapter 1 and a beginning, you can create, so instead of just chapter title, you can go kind of like heading 1 and 2, and you create chapter title and then chapter name or something, and you just put both of them on, and then you can come to the little extra tab here and you can on and off the numbers, so that way you can show what you want, and you can also indent it however much you want, so you can differentiate between the two. And there is also a way, if you want to do the little dot thing between the chapter 1 and the number, what you have to do is go to your paragraph and you go is it tab stop spacing? Nope. Oh goodness, how was it? None or but we do it right, so it's not that, it is tab stops, and we're going to say, yeah, here we go. So if you move this way, you can do that, and you can just drag it onto the top or the bottom, and it's just a tag stop, and it will show you where. And again, you can just do that, so you can go highlight all like that, and it's easy enough to do, and it just means they're all centered at the right place. Right, so now that I've done that, I'm going to, I actually like this better, kind of centered a little bit more and not as There we go. So now they're the same. And if I go back, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring both the tabs away and go plus there like that and go like that. Although, what if I go like that? I like, do I like that better? Or do I like that better? That looks better. Okay, cool. And pretty much that's about it. So now it would just be double checking everything. You know, you might want to change the title fonts or the images, elements that you've got in here. I'm still pretty happy with everything, I believe. The only thing I might do is adjust down these a bit so it just sits. Undo, please, thank you. Right, it sits there. So it just gives it a little bit more space to breathe. And I do not know why there is an anchor there. That's fun. Ah, okay, I understand now. And then I think what I might actually do is come back to the original, because I went and I've spelt them all out. I'm actually going to make it to a size 24 and adjust it back down to approximately there. Again, 24. I'll just go and update the text style just so, you know, if I ever come back to this and want to change anything, it'll all be uniform and I won't have any problems. But it just mean that when I go from chapter 1, which is looking like that, I can go all the way down to the end of my document, and that all looks nice too. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. So what I like to do is just add a big the end and obviously at the end, which I'll just do the same as the title. I don't want to make it obnoxiously big. I just want to make it there. So if you don't want to mess around with pushing the text box down, what you can do is come over here and center it like that, and then that will center that into the page for you, along with everything else having snapped in. So now really all there is to it is to export. Now this is what's important, is when you go to export, this will happen. You can open Preflight, and most of this is just going to be dictionary related things. So if you're happy with how everything's spelt and you don't want to change anything, you don't need to worry. It would just be, say, the red things like missing fonts. I don't actually believe there's anywhere in this document that has that font, so I'm not going to worry about fixing that. And I can just ignore it and continue. So again, I'll just go export and ignore and continue. So as long as you're happy, you can do that. Now, I like to do digital high quality. You can change the raster DPI. I don't think it matters with this kind of printing. You could go press or print, whatever. It just depends on how you're going to use your document. With how you've done the chapter titles and everything, if you do make a PDF and you decide you want to use it for ebooks or anything like that, you can then convert that document into an EPUB, and it will have all the links for all your chapter titles because it adds those in there. But for now, that's all there. It's the area that you want to pay attention to. You want to go all pages rather than all spreads, so that however you use to section your book, this is just going to do one after another, and you can do that. So for example, if I just chuck this onto my desktop and export that, and then I can go and close all these and open this PDF, and I'll show you what I mean. So here you've got all the hyperlinks, but it's one page after the other, whereas before you would have got looking like a book. You would have got it exactly how it was laid out. But you can just go through and hyperlink to what you've got. Anyway, that's all. Let me know if you have any questions.